being here, and lovely meeting all of you some of you for the first time, but thank you for being here. I'm going to be very quick, it's not going to take much of your time. But basically, I would like to describe myself as a multidisciplinary designer. So I get bored doing just one thing, right? I studied initially my bachelor's of graphic design, and then I did my master's as well in the same university, which is Virginia Commonwealth University, the branch in Qatar. And what I did is basically master's in design. So what you do in the program is that you do whatever you like, basically, with the thesis that you have to focus on. And then I noticed that naturally my focus comes to culture, tradition, understanding anthropology through design. So this is something I dived in very deeply. Basically comes from an identity or tribal marking, but it also exists for other reasons as well. So it could be, in some cases, medicinal. So if you want to treat an eye infection, you have a small cut near the eye, and it actually treats it. So the traditional way of treating someone, it was less than the modern way of medicine. If you keep a scar, it's fine. Now it's more beautification. So you need to not show the scar. There's like the surgical procedures that are more beautifying. So a little bit different than that. And it also could be religious. So a lot of the Sudanese Coptics, they would have like a cross in their arm as a mark to show that they're Christian, or if you follow a specific Sufi sheikh. So if you're familiar with Sufism, you'd also have a scar in the face. So it became also something that started with the migration of other tribes from all around the world to Sudan, because of its unique place in Africa, in East Africa. So this topic was very interesting for me because in the beginning, the reason I was scared is because I couldn't find any documentation about it, right? The only book I found is by this author. He's Dr. Yusuf from University of Khartoum, and he wrote the book because he couldn't find any resources about it. And when you go back to the book in the the resources, it's all British anthropologists. So when they came and arrived in Sudan, they found this really interesting phenomenon, and they started documenting it. In Sudan, however, the main thing that is there is the oral history. So things are not written, however, people are memorizing it by storytelling, which I feel like is also part of the process of how you hear people's different point of views and how they carry history to their generation, to next generation later on with the process. And I was also trying to understand the way I'm trying to go about the research, right? So the way I thought about it is to kind of bring it back similar to tattooing, using a modern tools, right, that I created, because tools did not exist. You only have a razor they use for shaving. And the razor is just, it's a very horrifying process. It's painful, right, because you don't have numbing cream, you're not doing it at the clinic, but it's there to protect you. So there's a lot of kidnapping that used to happen across the Red Sea, with a lot of people going by from one place to another. So the kids would be recognize which tribe they go to, and they would be taken back. Another thing, they say it protects you from the evil eye as well, which is very interesting, but it's also the women and the men. I mean, for men it shows that you're strong and courageous and whatever. For women it shows beauty. So as a woman, if you don't have the scars, you're not likely to find a husband, They're like, you're not as pretty, whatever, This is how they see it. And if you notice in the previous pictures as well, they have the lip tattooing as well. So it's like a permanent lipstick, kind of. So they always have these things to, make you more beautiful and things like that. So the way I go about it is to celebrate this tradition by bringing back tools that are, removes the trauma aspect of it, but also celebrates the tribes. So no tribe is better than the other, there's no hierarchy, but they're all equal and they all celebrate their identity, which makes the Sudan it is now. So these, I was trying to also understand which tribe which mark belongs to which tribe. So you can see some of them are above, like near the eye more, some is in the middle of the cheek, some is bigger, some are wider, some are thinner. So what I was doing in my research, I was doing hand collages. I love collages so much, and I feel like this is how my ideas work. I put things next to each other and this is something new. This is how I think about things. So I was trying to also stitch it and see how it pops up by having, like, for example, the African fabric that I was using. I also used here some cow leather. I was trying to stitch it and see how it comes out and how it shows the beauty it is. And I was also using some needles as well, the gold ones. And I was creating some clay objects, right? And then what I did as a next step, I used the four of the scars. There's so many. I did the 3D modeling of okay? So what I did is that, okay, instead of having this horrifying piece of blade, let's have it in a way that is safely for you to use. So these I call the blade holders to hold the blades and secure it. And I put like a jacket around it. It's a leather blade holder jacket, let's say, made out of goat leather that I was able to get from the market in Sudan. And I also, this was a very interesting process. I was so sad not to be able to bring this, but this is a meter. It's very huge. And I named it the family portrait. So these pictures I collected from my friend's grandparents. Also, this is my grandfather here. Oh, the mouse doesn't show. Okay, anyways. The guy...
I'm sorry.
This is my grandfather. Yeah. This is my mom's aunt. This is a lady I met in the streets in Sudan. Take a picture of your face. And this is, I took it from a friend's grandma's passport picture. And her story is very funny because she went behind her dad's back to get the scars. He told her not to get it because you're too young still, but she was like, I want to look so good. So she went and got it, but her scar is very big, so they had to fix it and make it even bigger for it to be like the right way. And usually a wise lady would get it done. You don't do it at home.
In that portrait, it looks like very pride.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is their, they take very good, because it's permanent as well. You cannot get rid of your face, so this is your identity. And this is my friend's grandmother. This is her hand, my friend. And these are different pictures also, like some of them are family members. This is a very famous poet, actually, from a very long time ago. And this is my grandpa's friend, who's also another poet. And these poets also, in their history, they also were able to document poems about the beauty of the ladies, right? And how they would usually flirt with her, and how, like, these scars will scar their heart from how beautiful she is. Basically, this is what it means. I tried to translate in Italian. I hope it makes sense. But this is how it's written usually in Arabic, and this is not even proper Arabic because it's, for the ones who read Arabic, this is like with the Sudanese dialect. So instead of saying three, thalatha, we say talata with an accent. So this is how it was written, and this is how I got it from the book. And these were my outcomes. So back to the blade, what I did is that I recreated the tools. So what I made a temporary marking. So similar to sleeping marks, it's like a stamp. You put it on your face, it creates like a pattern that would go away. It's not permanent. If you want, you can take the extra step and do the permanent one. The cross is not a cross. It's basically the pathway of a bird. So it's very poetic, and it's very nice how they don't make like a whole bird drawing on your face. They do like it's more simplified. So I feel like, for me, it was very curious how they even went about it to create these tools and to permanently have it in your face. So this is the first part, the second part, and then the last part, to make it very dark and appealing and also make it clean, they use the charcoal and the ash. So the ash cleans it in a very natural way, and it makes it dark. So it's kind of like you put an eyeliner in your eye, so your eye can pop more. Kind of the same thing. And this is basically the steps in a very modernized way, let's say, to bring in also the topic, and maybe also, like, this is also my passion, to archive a lost tradition in times of conflict. When people are surviving, they don't have, they're not gonna take their books, they're not taking their family pictures, they're taking your clothes, their food to survive. So what happens to this lost tradition in times of, us being busy just to survive? So also me, not just focus on Sholoukh, also about other things, seeing your family's pictures and things like that. I feel like this is something that I'm heavily invested in. And design and art is the best way to do this and to communicate and telling you my story and my process. So thank you for listening. Yes, thank you.
You talked about the charcoal and the ash, but this is placed while the scar is open.
Yeah.
I mean, so to make it darken forever. It's not like makeup.
Yeah. So when it heals, it becomes dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
you don't wash it off, you keep it, and it actually cleans it. It's not like it's gonna cause any infection.
Yeah, it's protecting and making it darker. Okay.
As it's fresh.
Okay.
Wow. Sorry for my rude question, but it's very absurd that nobody talking about this event. Are you sure that nobody talking about it?
I knew. I heard something of this actually from a girl I found it on Instagram, and she asked Mark, and she was telling because her child was asking what is it that she lives, I don't know where, in Europe somewhere.
Okay.
But she grew up.
think I know what you're talking about. I saw that.
I don't know, I just saw this video and
Yeah.
she was talking about this heritage thing, about
You were saying perhaps that is not a lot
not
already
popular.
studied and communicated, the
Maybe
kind of
not.
practice.
No.
Or
What do you mean? Like, it's not practiced anymore? Is this-
no, you want to say that you didn't find anything about this. Is
So,
that
I-
it's not so?
Yeah, so a book only about this topic, no. I saw some poems in other books, but it's not mentioned as the main topic. So actually the professor that I met, he's a doctor in University of Khartoum and also University of Sharjah, the UAE. And his dad was actually working in the train. So he goes, since he was young and going with his dad to work, he was documenting the different people, different tribes, and he's able to know from which part of Sudan are you. And
Oh, nice.
yeah, so this is how he grew up.
Yeah.
And then this is something that he found interesting and he documented this because he has scars. A lot of questions. And even when he went and he did actually his PhD in France, people are telling him, oh, what is this? And he was joking, he's saying, I was attacked by a tiger. You know, like it was a joke. But then actually they believed the story and they went by it was very funny. But then it tells you a lot about how these things are forgotten, you know? It's because you have it so much, but then you don't care about it.
Is it any process for granting UNESCO status to this practice?
Actually, I don't know. I think,
Because it, as far as I got it fits with known with oral with collective wisdom.
Yeah.
But,
actually,
Tradition.
but the immaterial heritage is
it's a
the
good point. No, I never, now you told me. I don't know.
could be interesting to reach out also to the UNESCO, to the nearest. I don't
We
know
have an
if
office.
yeah, but I don't know if in Sudan it's operative now.
Yeah, they have a lot of work that they're doing in Sudan.
Also to
yeah.
take,
Yeah,
to
that's a
keep
very
to
good
keep
point.
the heritage.
Yeah, I'll keep
Just
that point.
just.
Yes.
This is such a compelling presentation. I imagine a lot of people would want to read about it. You said there's only one book. Are you in the process of writing anything about it, or have you ever written a research paper about it to contribute to academia? I imagine it's very important, and it's surprising that there isn't more about it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I also imagine that not being lectured about this, maybe somebody should write something.
Yeah, I mean, I have my documented research. I mean, I can maybe send it to you later because I don't want to take more of the time. I have it on my website, so there's my published research document with all the process
What she's doing about this. But for example, all of us that we hear, who of you already knew about this and who of you didn't know?
I know about the scarification process, but
So only him and there, him just a little bit.
I know about the body, but not about the face.
anch'io sapevo della
So I don't know if it was in
scarificazione.
Sudan or in other countries.
In the imagine, yes.
I had a professor from Zimbabwe who was telling me about this.
I knew as a practice, but I
Yeah.
didn't know the specific of Sudan.
What the meaning and what the story. And Ibrahima, did you know?
Yes, but me, the first time I
I come
was
out
in...
of the camera because.
No, yes, every time they hand the camera, no worry.
No, okay, but in this case, it's very.
But
Dai, va bene.
no, just for saying, for me the clarification is coming to Africa.
Coming from.
Black African people, yes. I don't know in Arabic way, but we can see it everywhere in Africa, originally. When I was in the Bijabo, you see them doing it here.
Yeah,
Like you say,
I've seen
yes,
one like
yes,
this
before.
for some process of, it's for medicine and all that. There is in Senegal, you can see people making it here, but it was big scarification like this, but now it's only two that you see in an ethnic. When you see them like this, you know that they are coming from this ethnic. And except this, yes, we see other one sometimes here, but it's only for therapy for medicine, yes.
From here, I heard yes, for eye
Here?
infection, yeah.
Yes.
But the one here, I was talking to a professor from Zimbabwe. She was
Zimbabwe.
telling me they have it in Zimbabwe hidden from the colonizer.
Okay.
Because they're trying to unify everyone, to make people only in two classes. So the the rulers or whatever, and then the other people who are actually the locals. So they're trying to hide it and mark themselves without the colonizer being aware. In in Sudan at least, they came and they found it happening already. Which is interesting is that, yes, it's an African tradition, but it's also Arab as well. Because we had a lot of migration. I mean, in Sudan we speak Arabic, right? We have a lot of tribes that came from the Gulf and from Yemen and all of that. And they found some sculptures in Iraq, which is very interesting for me. Also in the cheeks specifically. Because in Sudan it's in the cheeks. I saw also, I think the lady you're talking about is from Nigeria.
Yeah,
maybe skincare.
Just one. Like,
but
oh,
you
that's
need to
okay.
see
Just
more
one.
because the Bijagos, they are animistic. They never have a contact between them and the Arabic world. Meaning that if this scarification is seen in Africa, perhaps we need to check more for knowing perhaps in the
Where it
most
comes
fast
from,
way.
that's really
Perhaps
interesting.
because we don't write.
Yeah,
Perhaps
we
it's
don't write.
only
Yeah.
you know, there is a lot of things coming to Africa, but there is no writing, that's why. Okay.
Because this Bijango are a kind of a really tribe.
They don't know.
Sì, ma lì chi è questo magari lei non lo sa.
Bijango is the south of Senegal, Guinea-Bissau.
Ma è
But it's
very
an archipelago.
very archaic.
It was an archipelago and they never accept to support community slavery and all that. There was fighter. It means that there is no civilization coming to them. And now actually they are opening to the world, but you see a lot of kind of things like this. I was for
really ancient,
this is
kind of
building,
tradition.
yes.
Should probably look into
But I
that.
was somewhere for taking some picture, but yes, for telling them.
I mean, some tribes in Sudan as well, they're known for being a good, not snipers, I don't know the name, but it's basically with the bow and the arrow.
Archery.
Yeah, so they're very good with that, and even like with rocks, right? So if they see someone who's a stranger coming into the place, it's a risk for them, right? You're taking our cows, you're taking our wealth, our gold. So it's you seeing the marks in the face from a distance, like, it's part of that other place. So it's probably safe. So you'll see this very nice dynamic in Sudan, and hopefully it comes better when you guys go one day. That everyone is very chill with everyone, like, despite their religions and the tribalism. But then you also have these like political agendas that affect how these traditions are kept and how it moves around. Again, it's not documented. Why is it not documented? There's a lot of questions. The university, some of the libraries were burnt. So there's a lot of interesting things to discuss.
Yes. Because there is other form too that you can see. A lot of other forms meeting. Here, you can see it. Here too.
Inside
there is a sign. I know why they made it. Because for telling you spirituality, if a woman, every time she is pregnant and after she loses the baby, there is a word, traditional medicine, that they have something to do here, and he live. We know this, and we give them another name, like nobody. It's like the spirit don't let them talk. It's something very spiritual.
Yeah, there's spiritual part.
And it's something, sometimes they can, for example, they cannot give you the name of everybody because you need to have a name very different for living. It's traditional in this way. And very communication, very I can say yes, very traditional and very honest. Very
Probably we don't know a lot
Perhaps
about, in
we
our
need to see
Western
the
culture,
origin,
we don't know enough about this tradition. They probably
Tradition.
not,
And it's also new to me as well.